Alright, listen. So I messed up. I definitely messed up. In my other part before I made the one today, I said that I was gonna age Reen up, and then I told y'all and I asked y'all, did y'all want me to age Reen up? First off, I'm gonna age her up to where Kakashi's age. So yeah, that way it's not like okay. So second of all, I'm gonna start it off. Naruto, well, Rin asks Kakashi, why is Naruto, like, why does everybody get mad when Naruto, well, no, she doesn't ask Kakashi, because Kakashi just joined, so Kakashi's asking the same question. She asks Pain, why does Naruto get so mad when, well, I mean, not Naruto, why does everybody get so mad when Naruto goes and talks to Kurama? And Pain basically tells them, like, Naruto does that, when Naruto talks to Kurama, it takes them, like, 3.5 days to have a full-blown argument of whatever they're arguing about. And Rin was like, dang, 3 days? He can go 3 days without food, water, or like any sustenance or conversation with any other person? And he was like, yeah. And so, yeah, that's what's going on. Now we're going to go to Naruto's point of view. So Naruto and Kurama was arguing about how they think Kurama was telling Naruto it could be Kakashi who's the masked man, because he has a Sharingan and he has a Mangekyo. So, he could possibly. And Naruto kind of stops that right there. He's like, well, why would he wish ill will upon his own village? And he was like, and if he was a true masked man, he wouldn't necessarily want Rin to be resurrected anyway. Because from what we know, Rin had a tailed beast put inside of her, which is why she jumped in front of Kakashi's lightning blade. And the Nine Tails is like, well, it could be that Obito boy. And Naruto's like, that's a possibility. I'm not going to put you past that one. That's a possibility. And like, they're arguing about that for like a whole day straight. Alright, because I'm not going to sit there and make up a whole argument. I'm sorry, but I'm probably most likely going to end up pumping two. Like this one, and then like, what if Kaguya raised Naruto out? So yeah, Naruto basically tells the Nine Tails like, yeah, whatever. Like, Naruto started like ignoring the Nine Tails for like, I'm gonna say a day and a half. So this is the third day. This is the day that Naruto normally gets up and start moving around again. Then Kurama tells him like, so what are you planning on doing if you get all the tail beasts? And Naruto's like, you should already know the plan. And my plan is to create a military force strictly made out of tail beasts and strong shinobi. That way, when the other villages get into fights, there should be no problem, because they're gonna get the fade from us, both sides, each. Simple. And Nine Tails is like, so y'all basically just gonna be like the god, like the shinobi gods, like the strongest force, stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, exactly, just like that. And I don't know what the fuck that was, but I don't really care because I'm in the middle of recording. So, yeah. Anyway, Naruto basically tells her, like, yeah, well, this is the day where I normally, wake up. So, I guess we can finish this some other time. And the Nine Tails was like, alright, I won this argument, though. And Naruto was like, no, you actually didn't, because we didn't argue about anything, really. And Naruto leaves, like, Naruto leaves his mindscapes and enters the world. And he just sees Rin in it, like, in his little area, like, in his little room. And he sees Rin, and he looks over, and he sees Sakura. And he's like, who let her in here? Like, he didn't bother to ask Rin the questions that he wanted to. He just looked over and saw her and was like, why is she here? And before Rin could say anything, Naruto was like, no, you're missing the point. Why is she here? If it's not about her, I do not care. Then Tsunade walks into the room and he was like, why is she here? Like, y'all might as well invite the whole Leaf Village to stay over. And Naruto basically, like, yeah, so Naruto, well, Tsunade tells Naruto, like, okay, so since y'all are so strong and we would like to become your allies. And Naruto's like, that's not possible. Like, we cool, we defend the village, like, we do us right, but like, you can't become our ally. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, we have no allies. We're taking y'all tail, we took the tail, we're taking the tail beasts from all the villages. And it's just that simple. We're taking every tail beast that we can, that we get our little hands on. And she was like, oh, well, in that case, you know, I guess if some of my shinobi see y'all out there on the just randomly out, just trotting through, like, hitting the territory, I guess we have to fight y'all. And Naruto looks up at Tsunade. He was like, Tsunade, our weakest person here is Tenten. No, it's Karin. And Karin can go toe to toe with Tenten. No, that's cap. Let me stop. And Karin is like high Jonin level. And she got yep. She can go toe to toe with Tenten. Cause she has a chakra chain. I just remembered that. And Tenten's like, I'm gonna say one of, if not one of the strongest. No, she can go toe to toe with Konan, and Konan is pretty strong if you ask me. And she's basically like, Naruto's like, you don't want this smoke. And she was like, she basically gets like visibly mad, and Naruto was like, man, can you tell me why she's here? And Sakura's literally just been quiet this entire time. And when she says something, Naruto basically looks at her and like closes his hand like, I wasn't talking to you. Why is she here? And then Pain walks into the room, and Pain was like, they might have information. And Naruto was like, so they have information, so she had to come? And Pain was like, we kind of need her. And he was like, for what? What do we need her for? And then I'm going to say, Jiraiya still regrettably dies in this. R.I.P. that man's Jiraiya. She basically tells Naruto, like, yo, Jiraiya's gone. And even though that Naruto didn't really mess with Jiraiya, he still kind of messed with, like, he still respected Jiraiya enough to, like, get a little upset, like, angry. And he's like, what do you mean? It's Jiraiya. Like, he can't be dead. And he was like, yeah, he died to the hidden rains. The village hidden in the rain, or hidden in the mist, Jinchuriki. And Naruto was like, if we did not need their Jinchuriki, better yet, because they do resurrect, I'm gonna just, oh yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Make Sakura even more useful than what she already is. Okay, I gotta stop with that. Okay, yeah, so Naruto basically sets out to kill, not to capture, not to befriend, but kill the Three Tails Jinchuriki. And because this isn't like a peace walk, they're not rescuing anybody. Naruto just brings 3 people. Hold on. Yo, I'm in the middle of a recording. No, it does not. I'm not necessarily sure. Thank you so much. Anyway, so since it's not like since it's like a rescue mission, or he's not befriending anyone, he doesn't bring the normal people. obviously Sasuke, Hinata, like he brings the normal people, but he brings extra, like basically people that are specifically meant to just kill. He brings pain, he brings Nagato slash all the 6 paths of pain, so technically 7 pains. So he brings them. He brings Conan. Basically, he just brings the entire and Sakura's there, and Naruto. I'm gonna say since Conan gave him some Uzumaki scrolls, he kind of knows how to extract and put a tail beast in where it needs to be. So he was like, "Hey, Sakura, there might be a chance you can join the Akatsuki, if yeah." And she's still not saying anything because she doesn't know what to say to Naruto. Because the last thing Naruto said to her was that he put that seal on her just to put it on her because she was a little kid. He was a kid back then, and that's the only reason why he said those words. And she wants to believe that, but a part of her doesn't. She's just very conflicted. So Naruto, they get there, right? And I'm gonna say not some leaf shinobi, but some mist shinobi appeared. And Naruto was like, there is so much anger brewing inside me, so unless you want to die today, I advise you move out of my way. Well, out of our way. And the Miss Shinobi was like, "Oh, so you're this Akatsuki group that everyone's been talking about. That the one that's going around gathering the tail beasts." And Naruto was like, "I swear to God, move out of my way." Well, no, he was like, "I swear to the Sage of 6 Paths, move out of my way." And he was like, the mission was like, "How about no, we just kill you all here?" And Naruto basically was like, "You know what? If one of y'all don't kill these people and get them out of my face," and I'm gonna say, Karin kind of just offs them. It's literally just offs them, just immediately. They're dead now. They're just dead. They're just dead now. That's it. That's all. So I'm gonna say the Mizukage or the three tails, whatever the fuck y'all wanna call him. He comes in and he's big and bad. He turns into the little weird three tail state. Naruto goes into his KCMO and is bitching him, just complete and utter bitching him. And basically what the other Akatsuki members are doing is they're just holding off, not even holding off. They're basically just fighting off all of their forces, not killing them, but injuring them well enough for it to basically be like Naruto just killed those. I'm gonna say there were 5. Naruto basically just killed those 5 that were standing right there because he was already mad. But Naruto didn't want to kill off the hit and miss entire shinobi force because that would leave them opening for attacks and shit like that. So Naruto basically was like, "You know what? I'm gonna say he kicked the three tails away, and when the three tails he rolled at him, I don't know if that's one of his things, but he looks like an armadillo, so I'm gonna just say he rolled at him. I'm gonna say Naruto just said, "Yeah, I'm gonna need that," and he told Pain to put him down, to get him, yeah. So Pain did almighty push and pushed him into the floor, and Naruto just walked up and took the tail beast directly out of him. It took him 3 to 4 minutes, but he took it out and teleported to Sakura and stuffed it inside Sakura. So as Obito is watching this happen, he sees Rin is there and Rin is fighting. So he's like, "Oh my God, Bill, why is Rin here?" And he basically appears, and I'm gonna say Naruto disappears from field of vision after putting the tail beast inside Sakura, and just chops Obito and basically just tries to get catch Obito off guard. He did, but he kind of kawaii away, and I'm gonna say Naruto looked toward Kakashi uses Kamui, and Naruto appears inside of his mindscape with Rin. Well, not inside of his mindscape, but in the Kamui dimension with Rin. And Naruto basically tells Rin, tell him what you told us. And she was like, I only did that because, the three tails and stuff like that was inside of me, and this guy named Madara, whatever, this guy with the shiny gun, whatever, shit like that. So now Obito's questioning everything, and Naruto's like, I got a question for you, Obito. Were you the person behind the Nine Tails attack so and so years ago? Like 16 years ago. And Obito, cause now Obito knows the truth, so now, he's struck, he's done for. Like, he's butthurt. He's killed millions, thousands of people over a grudge that he'd held against Kakashi that wasn't even Kakashi's fault. So, yeah. Also, I kind of think the way that Obito held his grudge was a bitch move. Not, don't get me wrong, I would, if I seen one of my best friends stab my girlfriend in, the chest, or, whatever, or, the stomach area, and I'm supposedly dead, and I see that, obviously, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be mad, but, bro, you held a grudge, you basically got tricked by an old-ass shinobi, man, child, well, the fuck Madara is. I'm sorry, but, the way Obito, no, I really don't fuck the way Obito handled himself. I'm so sorry, but, yeah. I respect the man, he's strong, I mess with Obito, but the way he handled himself in that situation kind of pissed me off. Because, I understand you loved Rin, but what made you think Kakashi didn't love Rin? What made you think Kakashi was just gonna stab her and, just not care? Or she was just gonna jump in front, she knew what she was doing. You seen her jump into it, stupid. How? What? You were right there immediately after she jumped into it. She knew that there was no other way out, and they needed her. They needed her because she was their Jinchuriki or whatever, bullshit like that. So, Naruto basically, asks him again, and he basically tells him, yeah. And Naruto's like, so, my parents would still be alive if it wasn't for you. Is that what I'm hearing? And he was like, yeah. He was like, okay. Let's make this way easier. And Rin kind of tells Naruto to stop because Naruto was just going to put a Tail Beast Rasengan directly through this man's body. But Rin basically tells Naruto to stop and was like, just think about this, Naruto. He was tricked. Naruto's like, you know what? I don't really care. Y'all two can decide about what y'all gonna do with him. I gotta go make sure Sakura just doesn't go crazy because I literally just threw a Tail Beast inside of her body without her even knowing or the plan. So yeah, okay. So Naruto goes back out and out of the. Basically, he gets Kakashi to Kamui him back out into the real world. So he turns around and he sees Pain just pushing Sakura to the floor, and she's in this full three-tail state. And Naruto's like, "Oh my god, bro! Fuck!" So Naruto was like, "You know what?" He basically goes he's like, "Okay, BRB," and he basically just goes inside the mindscape of the the three tails and Sakura's mindscape, and Sakura's pretty terrified because it's a tail beast inside of her now. So that's the only reason why it's going so crazy, because the tail beast has full control because Sakura isn't womaning up to tell the tail beast this is my body and stuff like that. So Naruto goes in there what are you doing? And Sakura looks over and Naruto's like, no, seriously, what are you doing? And she's like, what are you talking about? You just threw a tail beast in me, and now he's inside of me. I'm what you were. And Naruto looks over, is like, small, what, a demon? Is that what you gonna call me? A demon? Well, guess what? Now you're one too. Ain't that hilarious? Welcome to the Akatsuki. We're all demons here. And Naruto, like, basically, like, was like, bro, like, if you don't get up and fight this thing and tell him that this is your mindscape, this is your body, and he can't have control, there's going to be some major issues between me and you right now. I will extract this, because once a tail beast is inside of you, it's inside of you, and if I extract it, you're dead. So either you can die and I can put it inside someone else. I wonder how Naruto was basically just thinking out loud. He was like, I wonder how Karin would feel having a tail beast inside of her. And outside of, like, Naruto, like, outside, like, in the fight, Karin just randomly sneezes and was like, someone's talking about me, and then just stabs someone through the body. And she's like, fuck, I wasn't supposed to kill him. And she basically heals him and was like, shh, and knocks him out. So Naruto basically, like, was like, okay. Sakura, if you don't get yourself, like, if you don't get up and fight the three tails, we are gonna have issues. And not the good kind. There will be nothing but the shade being thrown out this time. And she's like, well, how am I supposed to fight it? And if y'all and she's basically like, well, sorry about that. Naruto was like, well, if you need my assistance, you can have my assistance, but you act like you don't want my help. You act like you just want me to extract this tail beast so you could die. You'll never know what I really meant by those words. And she was like, what? You meant something by that? And Naruto was like, nope, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't talk to people that don't want to fight their own battles. I just sit here and cower in fear and wait for someone to come and help them. Sakura in a nutshell. Anyway. So yeah, Naruto. So Sakura, finally, after knowing that Naruto meant more to that than what meets the eye, Sakura gets up and basically, like, uses the 100 healings and just runs toward the three tails, just with no plan at all. And Naruto basically, like, I'm gonna say he just uses one of the, he just wanted to see if Sakura had, the balls to go up against the tail beast. So when she hits the tail beast, Naruto kind of, like, uses, like, basically, he uses his Rasengan with the tail beast bomb, like, surrounding it, and he throws that, so when she hits it, the three tails actually gets, like, pushed back by both, so it kind of gives in, because let's be honest, it just got hit by a whole 9 tails, fully charged Rasen tail beast bomb shuriken. So yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna say, like, she wakes up and Naruto basically throws a robe at her and was like, welcome to the Akatsuki, and just walks off. And Naruto's like, he's clutching his fist because now he knows that there's someone, like, out there pulling the strings. And Madara, like, Black Zetsu goes back and tells Madara, like, what's going on. And he's like, bro, they took another tailed beast from us, fam. And dude is dying. And I'm gonna say Orochimaru, like, grabbed him and took him back to the lair. And Madara told the Orochimaru to heal him up because he's going to be pretty useful. Just heal him up. Just heal him up. So Orochimaru heals him, and like it was a process of 3 days. So within that span of 3 days, Sakura was able not only to master somewhat of the Kyuubi's chakra, but just like enough to get to like the state to get enough to get to the One Tails. Cause yeah. And when she's fighting with other people, she trains with the One Tails. When she's fighting with Naruto, she uses the Three Tails. Because if she gets out of hand, Naruto can literally just toss her against the floor. So, I'm gonna say, the Eight Tails. Okay, so Madara gets angry, and he goes and he's like, okay, bet. Nine Tails gonna play this game, bet I got him. I got you, fam. I got you. So Madara goes and tries to get the Eight Tails. But what he doesn't know is that the Eight Tails isn't there. So Madara gets even angrier. And he can't find the Eight Tails anywhere. Because the Eight Tails isn't where it's supposed to be. It's not in the Hidden Cloud Village. No. They're in the Hidden Leaf Village trying to discuss a peace treaty just in case the Akatsuki trying to, one-up them and just destroy everything. And yes, the Tsunade knows that Sakura's Jinchuriki and is now in the Akatsuki. So Naruto was like, okay. Now that that's all over, what about the Four Tails? And because I don't necessarily know where the other Jinchurikis were at, I'm just gonna because I'm trying to. Never mind. So Naruto basically appears into the office of Tsunade, and he was like, bro, is you really trying to make a peace treaty just in case we try to do something? And Tsunade kind of calls the Yambu, and then Yambu just appear. And Naruto tells him, okay, bet, we call him clicks. And he basically just summons the entire Akatsuki. And Pain was like, you show no pain. It was gonna just destroy the Leaf Village. And Naruto was like, wait a minute. Dude, you need to relax. I brought you here. I didn't want you to blow anything up yet. Relax, fam. Relax. You trying to nuke the village and all I did was summon, man, my guy. Chill. And Pain looked at him like, summon? Bitch, I ain't no Pokemon. He was like, you ain't summoned me. I came here. I could go back to where I just came from, if you must know. And Naruto's like, bro, just relax. We chilling for right now. And Pain was like, oh, okay. Just had to make sure. So Naruto was like, so you think just because I have the One Tails, Two Tails, and Three Tails, including me, which is the Nine Tails, and some of the last remaining Uchiha. And also, if you're still wondering what happened to Obito, I'm gonna say Kakashi and Rin, they basically helped him out, and he was able to join the Akatsuki, but he was always and always will be underneath the watchful eye of Pain and Itachi and Sasuke and Naruto. So this man has literally the three strongest people in the Akatsuki staring him down at all times for no reason. Well, for reasons, but he thinks it's for no reason. So Naruto was like, so Eight Tails, or Eight, yeah, he just calls him Eight Tails. Eight Tails, when you gonna join when you gonna start trying to join up with the Akatsuki, fam? Come on, it's all brother Jinchuriki's over here, big dog. And the Raikage was like, bro, didn't we no, he's not joining. And Naruto looks over at him like, bro, I don't recall me asking you if you could join. I recall asking him, not you. And the Raikage gets up, and I'm gonna say Itachi just bursts into crows and just like appears in front of the Raikage. Like, this is not something you want here. And I'm gonna say Sasuke like grabs the no, I'm gonna say Sakura grabs the Raikage by the shoulder and puts him back in the. Basically, they just bitch the Raikage. So like Sakura grabs him back, like grabs him by the shoulder and forces him back down into the chair and was like, just sit your down. Like, basically, like, and the Raikage was like, this is beyond me. Like, wait a minute. I could have sworn I was one of these strongest people. Like, where is this all coming from, fam? Like, why am I so scared? And he looks behind him, and it's because Zabuza learned how to change his bloodlust into chakra pressure, and he learned how to direct it toward people, which is why the Raikage wasn't able to move. I'm gonna say where the Raikage, like Kisame and Zabuza learned how to do it, so they were using it at the same time to stop the Raikage from moving. Which is why he was able to just get completely and utter bitched by Sakura and Itachi. And Itachi basically bursts back into crows, and Sakura kind of just walks back right behind Naruto. And Sakura is one of the most loyalist people on the planet in this order. If y'all just will not understand, bro. Y'all just, watch. One of these videos I'm gonna make Sakura one of the most humble and loyal people ever. And y'all just gonna be so surprised. It's gonna be like, wow. Look at Sakura in a whole new light now, little humble bastard. Anyway, so Naruto basically was like, so Eight Tails, when you think you should join the Akatsuki, and I think you should, because Madara was just at the Hidden Rain village, the Hidden Cloud village, looking for you, my guy. He was looking for you. He was trying to kidnap you and take your tail beast and kill you. And let's be honest, Naruto looks at the Raikage and he was like, you know damn well you was not for to fight Madara and win. At least my group got a chance. You just got a whole bunch of shinobi. Somehow I just felt insulted by my own comment, given the fact that my name is Shinobi. My YouTube channel's name is Shinobi, and y'all know me by Shinobi. So yeah, interesting. Anyway, so Naruto basically like makes that comment, and Pain starts chuckling a little bit, and the Raikage looks behind him and sees one of the diva, I'm gonna say not the diva path, but the Predator path. I don't know, the one that produces like the missiles and shit. He sees that one and he was like, oh, what are you laughing for? And he was like, because you have like Pain basically uses that one to talk for like a second. He was like, because you basically just use little itty bitty shinobi, and us as a squad can probably take you and your entire village down within the span of a day. And Killer B basically like finally says something. He's like, yo, I'ma think about it. Yeah, I'm not finna rap. So he just says basically, he's like, I'm gonna think about it, but you know, just in case, I'm gonna go with them just to see what their organization is like. And the Raikage disagrees, and Sakura basically chimes in, and he was like, well, you don't have an option. This wasn't a conversation that was meant for you. This is a conversation between us Jinchuriki. And this is when I'm gonna say Tsunade finds out, like she knew, I'm gonna say she knew that Sakura joined the Akatsuki, but she didn't know that Sakura was a Jinchuriki. And then she looks at Sakura's eyes and notices that they're like kind of always like a little slit like, I'm guessing. Because I don't necessarily know what the Three Tails eyes look like. I think it was like a weird like little Renegon type deal thing. I don't know. But I'm gonna just say they look. I'm gonna just say like her iris is like the thing, like the color around her eyes isn't what's the name. It's just red. Like just to signify that she's always in her what's the name state. Or not to like her QB state. But she learned how to suppress the chakra, that way no one really knows until she uses it. And so she kind of was like, you know, Sakura, that kind of makes you a target. And she was like, oh yeah, and how? And she's like, because the Akatsuki can't become allies with any well, don't want to become allies, and you're one of them, and you're Jinchuriki, so that kind of makes you an obstacle that we have to overcome. And Naruto was basically like, sorry, but I look out for my fellow Jinchuriki, and if you even touch her, I'm going to kill you. If you touch any one of my, what the fuck is it called? Akatsuki members, I'm going to kill you. And I'm gonna say one of the Anbu tested Naruto's theory, and you know, just poked Sakura, and Sakura is like just looks at him, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Naruto, I'm gonna say like in the span of him poking him and Naruto looking over, there's a whole sword going through this man's body. And it's not even Naruto. This is Karin. It's Karin. I'm gonna say it was Karin and Rin. And Kakashi walks in the room and was like, oh. And Naruto's like, some late as always, huh, Kakashi? This is why you can't go on missions. And Kakashi was like, hey, me going on missions and me being late to this bullshit is an entirely different story. And Naruto was like, are you sure about that, fam? And Naruto was like, well, no. Kakashi was like, well, I see that, one of the Anbu got a little jumpy and, got stabbed. And Naruto's like, yep, he's dead. He's deado. Cooked, done, dead. And Rin and Karin was like, we just gonna get this body on up out of here. The missile path like kind of disappeared, and so did they. Cause I'm gonna say that Anbu is gonna get turned into one of the paths of pain. That way, I don't have to think about that fat fucking path of pain. That dude fucking disgusted me. Anyway, so it's not like he disgusted me. I don't have anything against fat people, but the way that they designed him frustrated me to my very well-being. I do not like him. I don't really know. Whichever pain that was, I'm gonna say he's getting traded out for that pain. Anyway, so Naruto basically tells Tsunade, like, yeah, I avenged Jiraiya and killed their Jinchuriki by taking their tail beast out and putting it inside Sakura, and now Sakura is one of my favorite people in the world. It's like, Sakura is just a Akatsuki member. So she's shocked. She's like, what? You're an Akatsuki member? But like, why? Why, Sakura? And Sakura was like, none of your business. I got my own issues. And I'm gonna say Tsunade calls up Sakura's parents, and Naruto basically sighs, and he's like, well, you guys should stand there for a little while longer. And Sasuke like, why can't we just leave? And he's like, cause I want to hear what they have to say, cause now since their own dear daughter is the tailed beast or a demon per se, I want to see what they have to say about her situation. And when they get there, I'm gonna say the fifth Hokage, I forgot her name. Tsunade fills them in on what happened. And they look at Naruto, and Naruto basically grins and was like, she went on the mission, so she volunteered. It's not my fault. Yeah, you fucked up. And they was basically like, this is all because of that demon's fault. And they're looking at Naruto, and Naruto's basically like, you know what's funny? Y'all stay calling me a demon, but I could blow this whole village up in a matter of minutes. Do it again. Ooh, do it again. Like, one more time. You got one more time. And before they can say it, Sakura's like, that's enough. Like, y'all calling him a demon, but I have a tail beast inside me too, so what does that make me? And Sakura's parents are confused, and they're like, you know what, Sakura, you're coming home with us now. And Sakura was like, no. And I'm gonna say when they went up to like grab Sakura, I'm gonna say Sasuke. No, I'm gonna say Zabuza and oh shit. I'm gonna say Zabuza and I'm gonna say Zabuza and the fuck is that? Kisame kind of like appeared in front of them and was like, yeah, no, and their parents get visibly upset and like, fine, we'll just have another child that isn't demon. And Sakura tears up, and Naruto's like, well, I've had about enough of you. You're about to you're about to go home and have another child just because she turned out to want to join the Akatsuki and not be, a relentless douchebag like the rest of you villagers are. Like, let's think about this. And y'all called me a demon for the longest time. Now imagine if one day I just snapped and me and the Nine Tails became best friends and we just blew up the whole village. Like, just destroyed it all. Just blew it all up, all the bits. And Kurama's in his head like, bro, you know what's funny? I was low-key, like, if we would have actually became friends, that would have been the first thing I probably would have did. And Naruto was like, shut up, dude. And that was all in his head. And he was like, I could have blew this village up so many times. But the minute that, y'all decided it was going to be one of those, it was one of those. So, Sakura says no. You say yes. You call her a demon. So now she's crying. Her own parents called her a demon. Her own family. Y'all birthed this girl. So you know what? Itachi, put the niggas under Genjutsu. And Itachi just like appears, basically just appears. Cause like the crows like fill the room and like the crows just appear in front of them, and Itachi then appears and puts them underneath a Genjutsu, and yeah, so man is the GOAT. So now they're basically underneath a Genjutsu where they're constantly seeing like Naruto's pain and suffering and what they basically just did to Sakura. And by the time they get let out of the Genjutsu, I'm gonna say Naruto and them are already back at the compound, like where they were. And it's quite literally just like they're just there. So like now Naruto has to have a heart-to-heart conversation with Sakura about, how, well, to him it wasn't really heart-to-heart. It was him basically gloating like, now you know how it feels to become a fucking demon. And now okay, so Naruto did do that mostly to get back at Sakura, but he didn't do it to get all the way back at Sakura. He did it that way, they would have the three tails, aka Sakura, and since Sakura's loyal, yeah. So Naruto basically like gathered the little Jinchuriki that they have, they start training drastically. And I think, the hidden miss village or hidden rain village, whatever the fuck village that is, the three tails was like fluent in like water jutsus or some shit like that. So Sakura started training on how to use her like the water release or whatever the fuck that the thing had. And Gaara was learning how to create, like Gaara basically, Shikaku and Gaara made a new form of the tail beast, like the tail beast transformation that he took on during like the Konoha Crush arc with Orochimaru. He learned how to do that, but instead of it taking over his entire body, it was basically like his eyes turned into like Shikaku's eyes, and then the markings that's all over Shikaku basically just appeared onto Gaara, and like Gaara's fingers kind of sharpened to like Shikaku's were. Basically, he just looks cold as fuck. Like anybody that has like a vivid imagination like mine, bro, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like man's is cold right now. Like dude is goated. And when he transforms into the state, his hair color transfers from red or like whichever, like that weird reddish brown, to like the tan that Shukaku's hair was. Well, that Shukaku was. So yeah, so I'm gonna say the two tails, kind of the same thing, but instead like her hair's like a flamey blue aura type stuff. Like she has like this flamey little blue aura, and just like yeah. So girl also like he gets a tail, and yeah, and Sakura, I'm gonna say, like when she transforms into like her three tail state, it's like a little weird armor plated thing. Like she gets armor plates and stuff all over her body, so she can tank a lot of hits and dish out hits harder than what she can take. And since she has the 100 healings, she's basically like the chunkiest person in the Akatsuki right now. Like chunkiest is like the one that can take the most amount of hits. So, they're just going at it, just constantly just boxing. And like Danzo, this is when Danzo comes into play. If I didn't kill him off already, hopefully I didn't. If I did, he's back now. I'm gonna say he used that Kotsunatsu Kame, what the fuck it is. I don't know, don't really care. I don't really fuck with Danzo anyway, so I could've just killed him off from the get-go. But yeah, Danzo's back. Yay, everyone loves Danzo. Fuck out of here. No, we don't. Anyway. Danzo basically tries to infiltrate the Akatsuki, like with an Anbu member. And Naruto let the Anbu member in. And just immediately Danzo thought like he just got the inside scoop. Like he just he's beautiful. Like he just got the inside scoop, stuff like that. He's finna get some Gekkyos, some tail beasts, and all this other stuff like that. He's finna get the Renegons, and basically that's what he's thinking. Until some crows appear and put him underneath a genjutsu. If you don't know who uses crows, I don't know why you looking at a Naruto what if. Cause I'm not even gonna lie, if you watch Naruto and don't know who Itachi is, how did you watch the series and not know who that was? I am so serious. I'm not gonna go into a full tangent, but come on now, please. So Naruto basically just tells the Anbu member, you got 3.2 seconds to tell me where the fuck you just tried to join the Akatsuki. And he's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. I just want peace like you all do. And Naruto's like, yep, I'm calling cap. And he just kills him. And I'm gonna say Sakura's still a little queasy. Sakura, she doesn't like blood a lot. And she literally just watched Naruto blow a holes with this man's body. And mind you, they're all still in their tail, in their weird little tail beast states. So Naruto basically was like, well, if you insist. So Naruto, Naruto basically just runs. Oh my god, bro. So Naruto basically just tells Itachi he basically just appears and tells Itachi you can let Danzo go for right now. He could be deemed useful for later. And Danzo leaves, and Danzo's pretty upset because he literally just got caught spying and almost could have literally died. So now Danzo announces that he's leaving the village with his little weird Anbu Black Ops. Madara and Orochimaru sees this as a good idea to get him on their side, because he got the inside scoop on what's going on. Luckily, Naruto warned the fifth Hokage. I forgot her name. Definitely forgot her name. Basically just told her Probably y'all would stop telling Danzo and the village elders anything for right now. Like, this is way before they met with Don. Like, yeah. So Danzo think he's in on everything, but he's in the dark because they were feeding Danzo false information, or feeding Danzo's Anbu members and Danzo full of false information. So Naruto basically tells him like, "Yo, so you got." Like, Madara basically just appears and was like, yeah, so we're not gonna talk about the mass amount of Uchiha eyes you have, but you and your Anbu should join me or you're gonna die. And Danzo with no hesitation just agrees, and Madara was like, oh, I was looking forward to like killing y'all or whatever. And Naruto, like, they go back to training, and Naruto's thinking about getting the Four Tails, and he gets a visit from who else but the Sage of Six motherfucking Paths. And this is where I'm gonna be leaving this part off. I hope y'all enjoyed. And if y'all wondering like how he gets paid the visit, it's in his mindscape. So in the middle of the fight, Naruto quite literally just passes the fuck out. And no one knows why. He's just gone. So everyone thinking that there's something wrong with Naruto, you know, they're not rushing him to the Leaf Village because, you know, they got Karin and Sakura. So yeah. And Rin. So like they're not rushing them anywhere because they literally have 3 Konoichi. But like it's like, bro, why did you just like pass out? Anyway, this is where I'll be ending this part off. And I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, drop a like. If you enjoy my content, subscribe. And y'all got it. Y'all can't lie. Me kind of stuttering. If y'all don't fuck with it, y'all don't gotta subscribe. Like, I'm not making y'all subscribe. But if y'all enjoy my content, you know, please do. Like, y'all can always unsub later, bro. If y'all stop fucking with me after a period of time, that's respectable. Y'all can unsub. But alright. Peace.